Thank you for your talk. My question is, my path has always been very internal, very self-focused, and would describe it as lots of suffering and a deep desire to not suffer nor bring suffering to those in my immediate world, those around me, family, friends, because I could see how a feeling from childhood on, and sort of a desire to get out, like a house of mirrors, and I want out. And over the years that have gotten a lot of relief and a lot of liberation, and it's a wonderful gift for anyone. What's interesting to me, though, is that schools like Chan, tends to be an emphasis on charity, service, loving kindness, the external world, the interaction in the community, which hasn't ever really been a part of my practice. I show up, I join a retreat, make a few friends, and sort of go back to continue my insight path because it feels like what I'm drawn to do. But there is that question of, is that okay? Is it just sort of, that's what's happening and maybe that will change? Or is there a benefit to proactively seeking out that community more and that service more? So sort of is it fine to just go with how it is, or does one need to integrate the other to, almost does the insight path sort of overlap or doesn't complete without that kind of charity and service, etc.?
Thank you for your question. It's a very good question. Well, I mentioned, I think, at the very beginning of the talk that well-being is, that we understand well-being as not just well-being of ourselves isolated from the rest, but that it is related to our social relations, that it is related how we see nature and how we relate to nature. And also I was talking about the opening up of the mind, and by lessening the egocentricity, and so from these two, it's actually very much visible that our personal practice in the beginning is, we are very much concerned with our own selves, and that's very natural. That's very natural, and that's our moving force. That's something which give us motivation and give us direction, and there is nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely how it should be. The self is very useful thing. Although we are talking about the selflessness in Chan a lot and in Buddhism in general, but actually the self has a major role in our liberation from the self. But it should be understand. We should understand that properly, okay? And there is a point in our practice when we really can't advance or progress, better to say, if we are concerned only with ourselves. We simply can't. There is a limitation to that understanding of practice, actually. But at that point, usually what is happening is that if we practice correctly, that very naturally we recognize the path forward. And in Buddhism, that's called the bodhicitta, or developing the body-mind, and that body-mind is based on understanding that however useful being concerned only with our own practice, as I said, it's limited, and it's limited because at one point we have to let go of that concern, and we have to be concerned for the benefit of others as well, you know. And this is when our practice is getting momentum, you know, because it is kind of emptying the attachment to our own self by developing compassion for others, you know. And ultimately there is no difference between ourselves and others. Therefore, we know that we are heading in the right direction if we are going that way. Okay? Okay, thank you.